the button now.
So that's...
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inappropriate Movie Database, the comedy game show about content warnings. I'm your host, Nick Martucci, and no matter how many times I say we're going live, somebody wants to talk as soon as we go live. Welcome to the show. If you're new here, first of all, thank you. Welcome. If you like this, you should go and watch some of the others. There's almost 200 of these. Which is too many. And I'd say at least 60% of them are pretty good. So go through and find one that you like. Everybody on the show tonight has been on those episodes. So if you like this, check them out on others. Also, if you're not a member of the Facebook page, you should join the Facebook page. If you search Inappropriate Movie Database or click the link in the description of this video, that's where you can get all the information about this show, including how to be on it. I believe there is one space currently available for the rest of June. If you are around next Monday night, the 12th at 9 p.m. Eastern, we're doing our Father's Day Movie Dads episode. Still a space on that. So if you want to be a part of that, reach out to me either there or on Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. Otherwise, I will start booking for August at the end of the month. Not August, July. I have no idea what month it is. It's still 2020 in my head. No concept of time anymore. Like I said, we've done 2 years of this, almost 200 episodes. It all blends together. Anyway, it's Pride Month, y'all. So in honor of Pride Month, I will say last year, one of our guests hosted this episode. Now I get to turn the tables on them. So we're doing queer movies, and specifically we're doing queer movies that aren't tragedies. I say queer joy. Turns out if you ever want to feel sad about the state of movies, try to find joyful queer movies.
Right.
If I had to limit this list to like straight actors can't play gay, we wouldn't have a show tonight. So, we're just going to try to have fun with it. There aren't enough of them, so let's highlight some. And to do that, let's bring in tonight's guests. Joining me on the show tonight are J.D. Stephans, Kari Taylor, and Marty Viscosi. Welcome, everybody.
Hello.
Now, before I talk to you all individually, we got a mini game up front. This is a mini game I do a lot when I need something to put for a mini game. This is keywords. On IMDb, movies have keywords. Anybody can enter these keywords. They can be super specific or super general. There seems to be no real moderation on what can be a keyword in a movie. So what I did is I found a movie and some of the keywords in that movie. I'm going to read through these keywords, and I want you to just yell out as soon as you think you know what it is. No penalty for wrong answers. So let's get this started. Everybody gets it, right? All right. So this first movie has keywords old woman,
Cloudburst,
red wedding dress, small town,
Disobedience,
actress playing herself, title directed by female, on the road.
Tu Wong Fu, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
It is Tu Wong Fu, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
Hell yeah, Kari.
Nice done.
Also, I had car breakdown, grabbing someone's crotch, used car lot, New York City, police officer knocked unconscious, wig, cross-country trip, signed photograph, long title, and drag queen.
Nice.
But that point's going to go to one of our newest friends on the show. So happy she's back. Kari Taylor, welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me.
How you doing tonight, Kari?
I'm doing okay. I'm excited to talk about, queer movies that don't end in complete and utter tragedy. So that's always a good time in my book.
I
Yes.
mean, speaking of that, like I said, I went through so many lists. I tried to crowdsource some answers. I would be interested in what kind of suggestion you have as a feel-good queer movie.
Yeah, well, obviously, Tu Wong Fu is one of like my top like queer joy films. I mean, like the entire cast is amazing, and it's just such a good movie. Very inspirational movie to my youth. Watched it pretty much every time it was on USA Network growing up, so that was fun. But I think I'm actually gonna suggest Big Eden because that was one that like I found and I was like, this is really good. Like it's
Now, now,
actually a romantic comedy
now,
that doesn't
what
end in
is
tragedy.
what is Big Eden?
What is
So
it?
it's basically this movie from like the mid, no, it's probably more like late 90s, early 2000s.
2000.
And thank you, Marty.
You're welcome. Happy
Okay.
to serve.
Yeah, yeah. But this artist has to go back home to his hometown in Montana called Big Eden to take care of his kind of, I think it's his grandfather, his kind of paternal figure, who's not doing so hot health-wise. And at the same time, his old high school best friend that he kind of had unrequited feelings for, maybe not so unrequited feelings for, is also back in town. But at the same time, there's like another guy in town that like works at like the local like kind of convenience store that like is quiet and mysterious, but like maybe he's not so mysterious once you get to know him. So I don't want to give too much away, but
I mean,
it's a pretty good movie.
it
I like it a
sounds like
lot.
a delight.
Yeah.
Well, Kari, welcome back. Also returning to the show. I mean, if you've been watching the show recently, you know the next two guests I'm going to introduce. But I'm going to introduce them anyway. Starting with the one in their car, JD Stephans. Welcome back to the show.
Hey, I'm the artist formerly known as the person that used to win all the time till Nick changed the rules. You can just like, I now go by like the silent Q, okay?
The silent Q.
As in QQ.
Okay. JD.
Sorry, I'm a mess.
That's okay.
This is
JD.
sober me too. Just so you know, like I'm not high at all. I'm just like I've worked all day, y'all. This is
I
working.
mean, that'll do something to your brain.
Oh my gosh! Like I get out of work and I'm like, oh, right, decompress.
All right, JD. Well, do you have any suggestions for us for
Okay, so
feel-good
here's the
queer
thing.
movies?
I do, but I'm gonna make some people upset. I am.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I always do. Here's the thing. Okay, I have depression. I have several mental illnesses, and I'm an artsy bitch. I'm so sorry. I know that nobody is going to agree with my choices. You all are going to say, that's not on the list. That's not joy. Fuck you.
I mean, yeah, you're talking to a room full of straight jocks.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's not
Stable straight
joy.
jocks.
It's it's queer. It's just not queer
Yeah.
joy.
Okay,
Joy.
what is it?
So I really like Moonlight. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I found beauty in this movie. I thought, oh my God, I cried. Okay. I cried and I found joy in it. Was it an overall depressing movie? Yes. Was it like, it did fucking things to me.
I 100% agree. And that was one that I went back and forth of whether or not I was going to include on this list. And there was just so much in it that I just couldn't feel good about saying it's a joyful movie. But it is one that would pop up in movies with a happy ending, even if the ending's a little ambiguous. But
yeah,
what a fucking movie.
There is another one that I really like too that may or may not be on the list. Again, I go for those artsy, depressed things. Like if you want to know how to make me happy, just like look at whatever artsy fartsy movie is playing Preferably with actors that we once knew that have fallen out of the limelight. I will be so happy. Like this next one, okay? We got my girl, Rachel McAdams. You already know him. Disobedience, okay? I went to go see that in theaters. Like, I drugged my homie. I was like, listen, I know you're straight. I don't care. You're an ally. Act like it. And I drugged his ass. See that movie in Hollywood because it was only playing at the arcade in Hollywood. I was like, bitch, I don't care. We're gonna go see it. And then I was really happy. I really like that movie. Okay? I know. Listen, their scene is weird. We don't have to talk about how weird it gets between them. But like,
again,
I'm just saying,
it's bad that like one of the only things I know about it is that one of them spits into the other's mouth, and I'm not sure which one does.
Concentrate on that,
because it's Rachel Weisz and Rachel McAdams, and you're gonna talk about that.
Okay, yes, it happens, and it's
one of them
weird.
In particular. It's like, are you sure you're not queer?
It's like, listen.
Rachel McAdams, not Rachel. Rachel Weisz almost falls into like Natasha Lyonne category.
I'm just saying,
it's wrong that she's not. Yeah.
The two of them together, Nick. I'm just happy, okay? Like, I was like, oh my God, Rachel, what's that? And it's like, was it the sex scene that we came for? No, but
I'm sure some people did. They might have.
I don't want to know whose fetish that scene was. I just don't. But like, I was there for the love. I was there for like the, and did I completely like, was I more of a Rachel Weisz? Yeah. Yeah, I was the bitch, okay? I identified with the bitch in that movie. I am the bitch in that movie.
I mean, that's what the B in LGBT stands for, right?
Yeah,
I was absolutely Rachel, and that's just me as a person. You want to know who the fuck I am? I'm Rachel in that movie. Weisz, not McAdams. It's like, oh, it's difficult? Bye.
Well, JD, welcome back to the show.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Finally, like I mentioned up top, the last guest here hosted the queer movies last year for June, and also has hosted some other really fun episodes. So go back and check out Marty's episodes. Marty Viscosi, welcome back to the show.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm so good. Celebrating Pride Month. Today when I was heating up my lunch, I overheard a bunch of students having a conversation about which of them were allowed to say the F slur based on how they identified. And one kid said that he was bi, and his friends were like, so you can only say it half the time. So the kids are all right. Happy Pride Month.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's weird that like I don't want anyone using that word, but when it's used in like movies or I overhear it in conversation, I laugh every time, and that seems wrong.
It is one of my favorite vocabulary words, not gonna lie.
It's one of my favorite movie moments that shouldn't be in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, where he thinks he thinks Bill has died, and he comes up and they hug each other, and then they both jump back and say it. It's like, oh, you sweet
Bill,
boys.
you medieval prick.
Anyway, Marty.
Yeah.
What's some queer joy you have for us?
So I've been thinking about this literally through JD's entire one woman Broadway black box show.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Accolades up and down. But
Thank you.
I am trying to find a balance between like saying more than one and also like I don't want to give away some of the answers for tonight in case they end up being in the show because I can fucking win. But that said, one that I don't think gets talked about enough, and I know that it's not going to be in the show because it didn't have enough clues when I tried to use it last year, is The Incredible True Adventures of Two Girls in Love. If you have not seen it, you should seek it out. It is very cute. It is about two high school girls who just like fall in love, and it's very like new queer cinema, like late 90s, hanging out in a field reading Walt Whitman to each other, and then like cooking a full meal when one of their parents is out of town. And it's really, Kari, I've been trying to get you to watch this movie for years, but
You will watch it eventually, don't worry.
But just don't me. You could have this in your life. But yeah, it's worth watching, and if you haven't seen it, you absolutely should.
I gotta watch the whole thing. I know I've seen so many pieces of it, like years ago on IFC, back when they used to play independent movies and not just like reruns of network sitcoms. But that was one that was on all the time.
It's a fun one.
That and maybe one or two of the movies on this list.
Wow, I haven't heard of IFC since before I had gray hairs, actually.
Yeah, I feel like at like 16, 17, 18, IFC was such like a important place for me to get these different kinds of movies that aren't talked about enough.
Yeah, like I haven't heard about that in so long. Shoot. Oh my gosh.
Marty, did you have another suggestion, or did you just
I have so many fucking suggestions. But I was gonna say another one that people don't see, that people like not enough people have seen. And I don't know if I would put it in joy, but it like in the same way that like those bring JD joy, it brings me joy. Is Mosquita Imari is another one that like is also about like two girls who are like having like a rough time navigating life, and then like they find each other, and it's like we're friends who are going through all these like things together, and like but there's like something there. And it very much like similarly to Moonlight, it very much like ends at a point of like ambiguity that it feels like it ends like in the middle of like these two characters' story.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Mosquita Imari. Like mosquita, like mosquito, but with an A, and then E, like the Spanish word for and, Mari. It's in like English and Spanish, but it's very good. It's a really like nuanced look at like lesbian and bi high schoolers, and it's very cute. But
Oh, awesome. I'm glad you brought some cute stuff.
you're welcome. I love cute gay shit. There's so much gay shit that isn't cute in the world right now.
Yeah. Like, I feel like TV is doing a little better, but movies, it's so hard to find just like cute things that are also good. Like, I feel like now has been like a renaissance of real shitty gay rom-coms that just kind of fill the quota. That just, it's like I don't care if it's straight people. I don't
see. That's my shit, Nick, and that's why I love the new queer cinema era, because that's like all that's a third of the movies from that time period. And like I don't know if anybody out there is watching The Ultimatum Queer Love, but if you are, fucking hit me up.
My friends are on that show.
It's what your friends are. Oh, let's talk. Who are your friends?
Sam.
Oh,
yeah, I'm friends with them.
But we should talk.
We should talk.
All right. Well, we can save that for after the show.
Oh wait, Nick, before you start, I gotta say one more depressing movie. Because it's not going to be on the list, but it needs to be talked about. Pariah, Nick. Pariah.
Pariah is so
one of my
good.
favorite movies. Okay, Pariah.
Pariah is amazing. Dee Reese, I don't know why she isn't a bigger director right now. Excellent choice. Admittedly, I clicked on it a couple of times, and every time I clicked on it, I'm like, no. I go and remember another part of it.
I saw that because my friend's film was being shown. And it was a short film she had made. And then afterwards, we did like a discussion, like a queer discussion and everything with Q26. I believe it was Q26. And like they also did a showing of that and just like a discussion about it. Holy shit. It was such a different vibe to like be with a bunch of people who like dissected it and were like talking about the elements of it. Oh my god, it was so good. It was so good.
I mean, yeah, absolutely see Pariah if you haven't. Doesn't totally fit with this theme, but it's an excellent movie.
A movie called Pariah isn't laden with joy.
I do want to mention one because it's not on the list. I figured nobody would know it, and I brought it up last year, but I want to bring it up again. There's a movie, I want to say from 1918, maybe, or 1920. Is it somewhere around there? Called I Don't Want to Be a Man. That has one of the funniest weird queer moments I've seen in any movie, where it's this girl is sick of being a woman. She's sick of doing all the girly stuff, so she dresses as a guy and has a night on the town, and ends up meeting up with this guy who's supposed to like be watching over her, and they end up falling in love with each other as she's the guy, and just because it's just a fun movie. Watch it. It doesn't matter. There's just a moment where she finally reveals herself. He's like, "Oh, it's you. Why did you let me kiss you?"
I love that.
Which is the only problem he had with it, because Germany in the 1910s and 1920s, pretty good for some things. And that's the end of that statement.
That is so.
Nick,
I
what
want to see
happened?
this movie. Oh my god!
It's so cute. It's a silent movie. It's like maybe 50 minutes. But
World War II changed that though, because they were one of the most persecuted groups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to know more about queer film history, there are two really good documentaries. One is called Celluloid Closet, and it's about censorship and the Hays Code. And the other one is called Fabulous, the story of the new queer cinema. And it kind of picks up in like the 70s, 80s and goes from there. And it's really fun.
I haven't heard of that second one. I know Celluloid Closet.
Yeah, it's hard to find, not gonna lie. But it is a very good one, and it like has really fun interviews with like everybody from like John Waters to Alan Cumming to Jane Lynch to Billy Porter, and just like
what?
I mean, speaking of IFC, they did have something again 10, 15 years ago. That was a documentary series called Indie Sex that had a whole episode on sex and queer indie movies. That is very good. Like great interviews, a lot of good points made. Then again, I don't know if it holds up because I haven't seen it in 10 or 15 years, but I just thought of that with documentaries. Anyway, let's get back to the game. Before we get to the real game, let's decide who goes first with another round of keywords. This movie has keywords like awkward situation, talking with mouthful, pool party, male star appears shirtless, schoolmate relationship, hit on the head with a baseball, nursery rhyme, man wears tighty whities, reading someone else's diary, nude man with shoes on, sleeping in an armchair, toaster on fire, bird on fire, hijacking a bus, whipped with a towel, boiling water in a swimming pool.
Oh, I've seen this. What is this?
Mirror does not reflect reality. Mistaken belief that someone is crazy. Dog monster. Bad guy wins.
Is this I Love You?
Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge.
This is Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge.
Yeah, I was not gonna get that.
I didn't want to include it in the regular game, but I wanted to mention it.
So I gotta ask you, are these specifically queer movies that are meant as queer movies? Or are these movies
Yes.
that have queer elements in them?
That would be a whole separate list that I have so many for based on the research
Okay.
of this. So none of the characters? You're telling me everybody's straight in The Craft? What are we doing here?
That's a
They're
lie.
both straight in Ghost World. What are we?
Every time I see a list of queer horror movies and it does include Reanimator, I'm like, fucking lies. Blasphemy.
The ones that we missed here, the one that I really liked, Plant in title. Facial Scar, sequel to cult film, slasher horror, Nightmare Becomes Reality, and Freddy Krueger character.
Everyone's straight in The Craft? Now I'm like rethinking this.
Allegedly.
I'm like, there.
Uh-huh.
I will find the gay character. Darn it.
Uh-huh. No, there are I don't know if I want to do it for an episode, but I want to put together a list of queer movies without queer characters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I mean,
How about
That would be
queer-
interesting.
Queer movies without queer actors.
I mean, we have some on this list, and I'm sorry to say that.
Wow, Nick.
Thanks,
I didn't know you were homophobic.
Representation.
I'm not homophobic. Hollywood is. I'm just trying to play a game based on Hollywood.
It's
Playing
okay,
into
Nick.
the system.
You're just a product of the system. It's okay,
CIS
Nicholas.
system.
You trying. It's okay, darling. You trying.
Well, that means we're going into the regular game with Kari at 2 points. Everyone else, plenty of time to get points. Kari, you get to pick the first year that we're doing. Before we get to that, if you're new to this show, here's how the game works. I've gone to IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, and I've pulled parental warnings for a bunch of queer movies. These warnings, I don't write them. I don't know who writes them. It's the same anonymous weirdos that write the keywords. I just know that I've used almost 1,500 movies on this show so far. The well hasn't run dry, and I thank these weirdos for doing what they do. I'm going to read these warnings. My friends here are going to try to figure out what movie these warnings are from. And to do that, Kari, would you like a movie from 1996, 2013, or 2019?
Let's go with 1996.
1996. And I will say, I think all but 3 came out in the 2000s. So that's another thing we can say about things. But this movie came out in 1996. Marty already has a guess. I'm gonna read this first clue.
Wait, hang on.
I'm still going to read the first clue unless Kari also wants to pre-guess. I will allow that. Nope.
No, I'm not going to risk it.
All right, then we are going to the first clue. 5 points under sex and nudity. Some sexual discussion, mostly in a homosexual context. Marty, I'm going to go to you first, just because you buzzed in so early.
What a surprise. I know 2 movies that came out in 1996 that fall in this category, and both of them contain that. So I'm going to flip a coin mentally and say The Birdcage.
JD, what would you like to say?
You know what? There's 2 movies that could fit this. I'm going to go with the other one. I'm going to do Late Bloomers.
It is not Late Bloomers.
Oh.
This movie is, of course, The Birdcage.
Man, I should have
Hell
just
yeah.
stolen your answer. Next time, I'm stealing fudge.
Be
That
petty,
means
JD.
that JD's going first in every
Oh, I'm going to be
round.
petty from now on, Nicholas.
So
We
will
going
I.
petty.
Also in The Birdcage, sex and nudity. Several nude statues and phallic symbols are shown in a home and referenced. Sex and nudity, a man walks around in nothing but a thong. Alcohol, drugs, and smoking, a man offers another man white wine, but he requests a beer. And violence and gore. There's a scene of implied violence. Armand confronts / insults a large man and is afterwards tended to by Albert, who alludes to the man, quote, sitting on him and banging Armand's head on the ground. Nothing is seen.
Their son is the worst character in any queer movie ever.
Right.
Yes.
I have seen villains who are more likable in queer movies than that fucking son.
Uh-huh.
I was
Fucking
not
how
a fan
dare
either.
he?
Worst.
I'm just saying, if we had to vote for the sun or Elon Musk, Marty would have to flip another coin.
Oh, I'd vote for the son.
I would vote for the son, but it
Yeah.
would be. I would
The
vote
son
for the
still
son.
has contact with his queer family members.
Oh!
I would vote for the son in the same way that I voted for Biden.
Yeah.
Like,
The lesser of two evils.
yep.
Yep.
Well, that puts Marty at 5. Kari still at 2. JD at -1.
You know what?
Marty,
I'm gonna be petty from now on. That's how we're doing this, Nicholas.
again, you should not announce that out loud because I will call on you first every
I
single
was kidding,
time.
Nicholas. I'm going to play by the rules.
I'm sure you are. Marty, would you like a movie from 1999, 2016, or 2018?
Ooh. 2018.
2018. From 2018 for 5 points. Again, hand is up already. For 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, underage teen alcohol use at a party. They've got 2 people buzzed in. JD. Oh, Kari, what do you think?
I guess Booksmart, but I feel like that's too. I feel like I'm the years wrong on that, but
JD,
what I
what
got.
do you think?
Listen. Okay, Nicholas. Here's the thing. I only wrote down one movie from that year, and I don't know if it's right. Kari's answer's sounding pretty good. That's pretty tasty. Are we gonna do it? Yes. Kari, how confident are you feeling? Like,
I'm gonna need to
Don't ask me questions about confidence.
I
I've been
need
in
to add
therapy
more
for
JD
7 years
rules
about
to
that.
this game.
Confidence is not one of my strong points.
you know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna steal the answer. Booksmart.
JD, I'm never calling on you again. Marty, what do you think?
I think Booksmart came out in 2019 based on who I saw it with. I think this is Love, Simon.
It is not Booksmart. This movie is Love, Simon.
Damn it.
I'm not going to be a good person this episode. I'm sorry. Just like in advance blanket statement, I am not going to be a good friend tonight.
So JD, so far your plans have hurt you twice. So
Listen, I'm not here to be good. I'm here for entertainment value. You're welcome.
Also in Love, Simon, under sex and nudity, 2 boys stand on a table and act like one is humping the other. No actual nudity, just acting. Sex and nudity in one scene, couple of young boys kissing passionately at the carnival grounds. However, nothing beyond happens. Frightening and intense scenes after the main character is outed. 2 kids at school mock and bully him, and another gay kid in front of a large school population. Can be disturbing to watch. Sex and nudity, a teen couple is seen kissing passionately in a bedroom at a party. They have been interrupted by Simon. Both are fully clothed. Nothing beyond happens.
See, okay, was it a cute movie? Yes, but was it a Disney-fied, upper-class, white person, cis, suburbia bullshit story that nobody can relate to because we're all people of color or like queer in various other ways and like some sort of like underrepresented, like marginalized group? Yes.
Okay,
all I
but
got
you
to say about that.
absolutely cannot say in this Zoom that we are all queer people of color.
That is true. But we are all different. No, okay. We're not all queer people of color. We're all different levels of marginalized queerness that is more
Yeah.
than white upper class cis suburbia.
Where does that put us? Marty's at 10, Kari's at 1, JD at -2.
Hey.
JD, would you like a movie from 2014, 2016, or 2017?
We're doing 2016.
We are doing 2016. And I'm very curious about this movie. From 2016. For 5 points under sex and nudity, a woman opens a book and is disgusted when she finds erotic art on 2 pages. Disgusted and shocked, the woman tears the pages from the book. JD, what do you think this movie is?
The Handmaiden.
Marty, what do you think this movie is?
I think I was going to be wrong. And I'm not confident in JD's answer, no offense.
The first time JD answers first, everybody backs out. This movie is The Handmaiden.
Hey.
This was the one where it kept popping up on lists and I hadn't seen it. I've heard the reputation and kept thinking, are you sure? But just gonna trust the queers that put together lists. Also in The Handmaiden, under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, characters occasionally drink wine and sake. Sex and nudity, a woman complains about a sharp tooth, and another woman grabs a file to smooth it, which quickly becomes sensual. Brief shot of the woman's breast can be seen at one point. Sex and nudity, strong sex scenes include a man thrusting into a woman, a female character engaging in oral sex, digital penetration, scissoring, and the use of sex toys. There's also brief scenes of BDSM activity in which male and female characters sustain, after being whipped, welt-like injuries on their buttocks. In other scenes, a female character tells erotic stories that include strong sex references. And sex and nudity, we see a creepy basement filled with jars of severed genitals.
Did you say digital penetration?
I sure did.
Fingers.
You know, like an AOL chat room.
Digital down.
Wow, I spent so long trying to find clues for this movie, and so far, everything's guessed on the first clue. So, Kari, you get to pick the last one before the midpoint. Would you like a movie from 1982, 2019, or 2022?
Let's do 1982.
1982. Oh, Marty. This game would be so different if I just let you pre-guess. But if I did that, there'd be no point of running this game. 1982 for 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. A character lights and smokes a cigar and starts coughing. Kari, what do you think this movie is?
I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like it might be Victor Victoria.
Marty, what do you think?
I think it's Victor Victoria.
Every single movie in the first round got on the 5-point clue. This is Victor Victoria. Again, all of these lists just passed around the same 10 movies. I think we're all aware of most of them. Also in Victor Victoria, alcohol, drugs, and smoking, constant use of alcohol. Film takes place in bars, clubs, restaurants, and hotel rooms where alcohol is almost always seen being consumed. Violence and gore, two characters visit a brief but bloody bare-knuckle boxing match. A woman punches a man and knocks his head to defend her friend's honor. Man gets into a bar fight, and a riot breaks out at a club. All is played for laughs and not terribly serious. Sex and nudity, a cabaret singer performs a racy song and dances with a tearaway dress. And earlier rips open her coat to reveal her underwear. No real nudity. Sex and nudity, much of the film deals with homosexual themes, and there are many scenes in gay bars and clubs and much cross-dressing. There are scantily clad women as well in one cabaret scene. All right, we're going into the second mini game with Marty at 15, Kari at 6, JD at 3. Everybody's
I'm just happy to
in
be
the
here.
positives.
Happy to make people happy. You know, I'm doing the thing.
All right, well, let's get to the next mini game. This is a game I'm calling First Movies. In a moment, I'm going to give one of you a multiple choice. If you get it right, you get 4 points. If not, next person can guess for 3. Next person can guess for 2, and that's it. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna give first person an advantage. I'm gonna say the first person can guess can also get 1 point if they can remember what's left. We'll do that.
Okay.
We'll be fair.
Like a Yankee swap.
So this is all. I pulled some big queer actors, and we're just gonna ask you what their first movie was. JD, since you're in last place, I'll go to you first.
Oh Lord.
Which of these movies was Kristen Stewart's first credited role?
Oh, let's do this, Nick.
Cold Creek Manor, Panic Room, The Safety of Objects, or Speak?
Okay, hang on. What was the last one?
Speak. Oh, you motherfucker.
Okay, so
I know what you're doing.
am I writing them down? Yes.
You are right now the smartest person who's ever played this mini game.
Thank you.
Fucking genius, JD. Icon.
So what would you like to guess, JD?
Okay, I don't know if this is right.
Mm-hmm.
She was pretty young when she did this one. I'm gonna say Panic Room.
I mean, how fucking good is she in Panic Room?
She's so good.
But it is not Panic Room.
Damn. Okay.
Also, whatever casting director said, you know who should play Jodie Foster's daughter? Kristen Stewart. That casting director deserves all of the money in Hollywood. Kari, we're down to Cold Creek Manor, The Safety of Objects, and Speak.
Pretty sure Speak was a later film because I remember that being on Lifetime Channel a lot when I was in high school. So,
Yep, go ahead. Help out your opponents if you want.
yeah, I can. It's fine.
Talk through the thought process.
Later movie.
The Safety of Objects?
That is 3 points to you.
Nice.
Safety of Objects, 2001. Panic Room, 2002. Cold Creek Manor, 2003. Speak, 2004. She did have one role before all of these, but uncredited, so I didn't want to include it. But the first movie on her IMDb is Flintstones and Viva Rock Vegas as Ring Toss Girl.
I also know that she's in, I think, the 13th year, the Disney.
Very briefly
Disney,
seen in the 13th year.
Yep.
That is a movie I loved as a kid, and I don't know why.
That's actually when she met the one girl who would later be one of the Cullen sisters. Fun fact. Nikki Reed.
It is a fun fact.
Was her last name Reed? I don't know, but her first name was Nikki.
Yeah, Nikki Reed.
Yeah,
From
Nikki Reed.
13.
Yeah, that's where they met. And she would later become one of the Cullen sisters.
All right. Well, Kari, you get first go at this next one. Which of these movies was B.D. Wong's first credited role?
Oh god
Let me
damn
just write
it.
that.
Family Business, The Freshman, The Karate Kid Part 2, or Mystery Date?
Oh boy. I feel like it. I'm gonna go with Karate Kid 2 because sequels always feel like a big first time film for an actor who's up and coming. So I'm gonna do that one.
That is excellent logic, and that gives you 4 points. It is The Karate Kid Part 2, 1986, followed by Family Business in 89, The Freshman in 90, Mystery Date in 91, and then after that, Father of the Bride and Jurassic Park. What? I'm trying to remember. Does anybody know his character name in Father of the Bride? It's something that is so funny that
so long since I've seen that movie.
Since they cast B.D. Wong in that role. I want to... Sorry, I'm going to start Googling stuff in the middle of my own show because I'm a good host.
If you're gonna do that, I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick. Sorry.
I'm also
All
going
right,
to Google things
well-
while she's peeing.
All right, well, Kara, it's me and you.
Okay.
B.D. Wong plays Howard Weinstein.
All right. I'm here for that.
I mean, that is surprising for early 90s colorblind casting.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. No, Father of the Bride 2, I think I've seen more than the first one because that one spoke more to my family dynamic because I'm a oopsie baby. My parents had me when they were almost 40. So the parents having another kid while the oldest daughter is also having a kid was just seen represented. Representation matters. So
I've never
I've seen that
the
one more.
second one. I've only seen the first one and only last year, and was just so annoyed by the father that don't know if I'm going to watch the second one anytime soon.
My childhood brain says it was a pretty decent movie, but my frontal lobe also wasn't fully developed yet. So
I feel so uncomfortable in those storylines of the father who's basically like, don't fuck my daughter.
Yeah, that's gross. But wasn't there a remake recently?
Yeah, there was.
Another one? Yeah.
Yeah. I did see the original one. That one's not too bad with the Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to say Elizabeth Taylor is the daughter. It's a good cast, and it's not bad. Yeah, who
I'll have to check
was
that
it?
one out.
Andy Garcia, I think, is the new one.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
Also, the 1990s one has Kieran Culkin in it, which is fun. That's the best part of the movie.
As the little brother.
The little brother.
Always the little brother, the annoying cousin in the early 90s. So
Never the bride.
And also currently. I guess not currently, the show just ended.
Yes.
All right. Well, Marty, I'm so glad you're back. It's time to go to you. Which of these movies is Elliot Page's first movie? Love That Boy, Marion Bridge, Touch and Go, or Will Be Wonderful?
Well, the one I thought it was is not on that list, so shit. Could you repeat those one more time?
Last one?
Love That Boy, Marion Bridge, Touch and Go, or Will Be Wonderful?
I have not heard of a single one of these movies, Nicholas.
Right?
I'm gonna mentally throw a dart at a board and say Marion something.
Marion Bridge?
Marion Bridge.
You mentally hit the bullseye. It is Marion Bridge in
Hell yeah.
2002.
Nice.
We are lucky girl syndroming today. I went to get my car fixed and I thought it was going to be in the hundreds and it ended up being $74 and
Wow.
change.
That's
Nice.
always nice. I just spent
Manifesting positivity.
$1,800 on my car.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I literally went in and I was like, here is the absolute top of my budget. I
Mhm.
get paid Thursday and I drive to Massachusetts Wednesday. What can you do with this money to make it so I get to and from Massachusetts because my mechanic in Mass retired? And then they called me and they were like, all your sensors needed replacing, but nothing's actually broken.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I do have a fourth one here because sometimes the show has 4 guests. So JD, I'm going to give you a second chance.
Yeah.
Going to go a little differently here.
Okay.
Which one of these movies was John Waters' directorial debut? Eat Your Makeup, Mondo Trasho, Multiple Maniacs, or Pink Flamingos?
Okay, can you say the middle ones again?
Mondo Trasho, Multiple Maniacs.
I've heard of none of these. That is not helpful.
You haven't heard of Pink Flamingos?
You mean the ones at the zoo?
Oh, JD, I'm so curious what your reaction to Pink Flamingos would be.
I need to watch this. Apparently, listen. I'm so sorry. I'm letting people down to those viewing. I'm sorry. I'm still queer. Okay? I'm a baby queer. I'm new to the community. Thank you.
It is like, what if a children's story had the most vile, disgusting shit you've ever seen in the most
I can't handle
lethal way.
disgusting.
It's so fun. Like, it's like a little kid learning a swear word. It's so just.
And that's
so
the only word they say. Yep.
So brazenly, like, queer and anti-establishment, and like the plot of the movie is that people are fighting to be the most disgusting person in the world.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's disgusting.
Anyway, which one of these movies? I don't have to repeat them. You have them all written down.
I do. I don't know any of these movies. I have no idea. Okay, I'm gonna assume. Listen,
Mhm.
Eat Your Makeup either sounds recent or 80s. Okay, so we're just gonna set that aside. I don't know when the second one would have come out. Now, I like the third one just because I'm gonna go with that Multiple Maniacs, but here's why. Not because I think it's right. I'm literally just I like the alliteration. So we're just gonna go with the alliteration.
Multiple Maniacs is not correct, but it is a movie I love and have a hard time recommending to people.
Oh man. I don't know any of these movies. So
it ends with Divine ravaging the streets as if she were King Kong, and everybody like after her as she's just swatting them away in a big fur coat. It's so fun.
That's amazing.
All right, Kari, Eat Your Makeup, Mondo Trasho, or Pink Flamingos?
I'm about 50-50 here, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to remember my John Waters lore. So I'm gonna take a guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say Eat Your Makeup.
That is the right guess for 3 points. I think that's the only one that still isn't technically available. Eat Your Makeup. JD, you were close. It came out in 1968. Mondo Trasho in 69, Multiple Maniacs in 70, Pink Flamingos also in 70.
Huh. All right. Thought I was wrong.
Well, that round was real good for one of you. JD struck out, but excellent strategy. Marty got 4. Kari ended up with 10 points in that round. That brings our scorers now. Marty at 19, Kari right behind at 16, JD still in the positives at 3.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We got 4
Yay!
movies left, and Kari, you're dominating the mini game, so you're gonna pick first again in the second round of movies.
Okay.
Would you like a movie from 1999, 2013, or 2019?
I know what's going to happen as soon as I guess this year, but 1999.
1999.
Fucking no.
It's happening. It's been so long since this happened, but we're going for 5 points without reading a clue. And I'm starting with JD. What do you think this movie is?
What?
Because you buzzed in first with no clue.
I was second to Marty, but that's fine.
You
Wasn't
were
I?
not, according to the
You were
order
not.
popped up on my screen.
All right, that's fine. But I'm a cheerleader.
Marty, what do you think?
But I'm a cheerleader. This is a really
Kari,
savage
what do you
fucking
think?
call, Nick.
But I'm a cheerleader.
I mean, the list wouldn't have been complete without "But I'm a Cheerleader."
Yeah.
Didn't have to do anything with it, which is fine. It's been used before. Marty, I'm pretty sure you used it in your game. It's the movie.
It's Natasha Leone.
So just for fun, the clues for that movie: violence and gore, several kidnappings occur. That is not the. It decided to
converting
not.
kind of is kidnapping.
Yeah.
Violence and gore. A boy has a rock thrown at him, but he is not hurt. Frightening and intense scenes. Straight RuPaul. Sex and nudity. There are close-ups of men and women's clothed breasts, butts, and other body parts. The teens go to a gay bar called the Cocksucker. Sex and nudity. A girl dreams of kissing another girl, and when she wakes up, she begins to masturbate. The camera stays above her waist, and she is fully clothed, and is soon interrupted when she sees 2 boys making out, fully clothed, on the floor in the same room. And sex and nudity, part of the reparative therapy, is teaching the gay teens how heterosexual sex works. The teens wear flesh-colored bodysuits with leaves covering where their breasts and genitalia would be, and are told to lie on top of each other and thrust. The scene is played for laughs.
Very cool. P.S. I just got a ding. I'm going to be performing at another Pride. Hey, that puts my
Fuck
prides up
yeah.
to 5. 5 prides so far, y'all.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm very excited about that.
All right, well, that brings Marty up to 24, Kari at 21, JD at 8.
Woo! Yeah! I'm going to get double digits tonight, Nicholas.
I hope so. Marty, would you like a movie from 2014, 2019, or 2022?
2019.
2019. Has there been a movie that you haven't buzzed in before the clue yet, Marty?
I'm going to wait and hear the clue, actually. Thank you.
Yeah. The Handmaid's Tale I have not seen.
The Handmaiden. Handmaid's Tale is a different thing.
What I haven't seen either, Nick. Nick, I haven't seen either. This is seltzer in here, but you wouldn't think so.
All right,
Getting a little lush
2019.
there?
2019 for 5 points under frightening and intense scenes. A girl dives off a yacht. She's drunk. All
She's
right.
drunk?
She's drunk.
She's drunk.
This is
He's
what
drunk.
I thought it is.
She's drunk. Is she having a good time?
I don't know. She dove off a yacht. All right, Kari, JD, what do you think?
Okay, so I wrote down 2 titles for this particular year. I haven't seen either of these. I have no idea what's happening, Nicholas. We're just gonna go for it. Portrait on Fire.
Kari, what do you think?
I think it might be Booksmart.
God damn it!
Marty, what do you think?
So I did actually say out loud in this episode earlier that Booksmart came out in 2019. And the girl does in fact jump off a yacht in that movie.
That's right.
It is Booksmart. And fun fact, Portrait of a Lady on Fire, last movie I saw in theaters before lockdown.
Ooh.
Kids, don't do weed. You'll end up with like 2 brain cells and no memory, okay? Like, if you need any more like of a PSA to not do weed, yo.
I am real curious if we're going to get to a 4-point clue all tonight. This is turning out to be a like there's a possibility for some records to break tonight, especially with the new system at the end. We'll get to that. Also in Booksmart, alcohol, drugs, and smoking, food at a party is laced with hallucinogenics, causing 2 characters to go on a wild trip. Well, this isn't glamorized, it's still presented in a comedic way. Sex and Nudity, there is explicit discussion between 2 girls about masturbation. Alcohol, Drugs, and Smoking, the movie is centered around a massive graduation party. And Sex and Nudity, this is compared to Superbad, but is actually much milder. No nudity, just crude language. Which is weird, because I'm pretty sure there's no nudity in Superbad either. Also, I love the fact that, like, 10 years apart, Jonah Hill and Beanie Feldstein basically played the same role in the same movie.
Yeah. I've said for years, and I'll continue to say, also, Beanie Feldstein just got married.
She sure did.
Yeah.
But I've said for years, and I'll continue to say, that if there was a movie made about my life, I would want Beanie Feldstein and Jonah Hill to play me, swap off like indiscriminately.
Oh, I love
and just
that.
not have it be addressed.
I love that. Also, if I remember correctly, the fun thing about Booksmart is the gay character is not played by the gay actress.
True.
Yep.
All right, well, that brings Marty up to 29. Kari at 26. JD still in it at 7. We've got 2 movies left. And we're hitting the weirder ones. So, JD, would you like a movie from 2013, 2017, or 2019?
2017.
2017. From 2017. Wow, I do not see Marty buzzing in.
I'm trying to remember if it came out that year and also if I would consider it joyful.
2017 for 5 points under Alcohol, Drugs, and Smoking. A boy throws up several times throughout the movie. Marty has buzzed in. JD has buzzed in. Anybody else? JD, what do you think?
Okay, if this is right, I'm sad that it's on the list and I hope I'm wrong. But also, I know that it came out this year. I feel gross saying this. Call Me by Your Name?
Marty, what do you think?
That's the exact combination of emotions I'm having about also guessing Call Me by Your Name.
Please don't be Call Me by Your Name.
It's not a
You
joyful
have
movie.
to have more faith in me. This is not Call Me by Your name.
Oh,
It
thank
came out
God.
in
Absolutely
2017 and the kid
Would
throws up.
not be included
That
in
is
this.
literally in that movie, Nicholas.
All right.
Oh.
So for the first time tonight, for 4 points, under Alcohol, Drugs, and Smoking, occasional scenes involving the use of alcohol, which is a main plot point in the film. For 3 points under Sex and Nudity, 2 young men have sex in a trailer. It's implied one man is performing oral sex on the other. One of the men turns the other around, spits on his buttock region, and proceeds to have anal sex with him. Hard thrusting and moaning is shown.
Oh,
I know what this is, and I can't remember what it is, but I do remember reading about this scene. Ugh.
I feel like I've seen this and I can't remember what it is for the life of me.
All right, for 2 points under sex and nudity. A man goes outside to pee. The other man follows him and tries to grab his penis. The man punches him and they wrestle on the ground. The other man pulls his pants down and performs oral sex on him. Rear nudity is shown from both men.
I'm just glad you didn't put Call Me By Your Name on this list.
Last clue, and I'm getting a feeling this might be in a sea of fives, our first stumper. Frightening and intense scenes, a farmer pulls a lamb out of its mother's womb. This is shown quite graphically.
Oh, I know what this is, and I cannot remember what it's called, but I know what movie this is.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
I know I've seen that. Like, it's gross enough. I feel like I've seen that.
I like every single person that I know of a certain cultural background lost their fucking minds when this movie came out. And I cannot remember what it's called for the life of me.
Oh, it's driving me nuts.
All right, well, I think I have to call it. This is a movie like I heard of, I knew nothing about, but it popped up on literally every list. This is God's Own Country.
God,
I have
fucking
seen that.
Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
all right. It's gonna be down
Every
here.
Irish person I know lost their mind when this movie came out, and I don't think it even takes place in Ireland.
All right, well, Marty is at 26. Marty's at 28. Carrie's at 26. JD is at 6.
JD's just happy to be here, Nick.
If you've got one movie left, Carrie, you get to choose the year. 2013, 2014, 2019.
So 2014.
This might be the first time that I actually throw another movie in here, because there's one movie that I really wanted to use for this game and we haven't gotten to it. So I think there might be a ninth movie in here, if you all are okay with that. But
Yeah.
First, we're going to do this one from 2014. Marty, again, already buzzed in.
You know what? I'm actually, yeah, let's do it.
Again, doesn't mean anything unless Carrie also does it. And it looks like Carrie's going to steadfast.
No. I'm
All right.
cautious.
2014. For 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, some of the students, including main characters, had alcohol for a few scenes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, JD.
Whoa. Marty was the very first one.
I am
Like-
so aware of that.
Everyone is.
I'm also aware of the second JD rule that I've added to the game tonight,
Wow.
which is JD goes first when I think that they're going to try to take somebody else's answer.
So what you're saying
Uh-huh.
is during the month of Pride, we are discriminating against the only person of color in the room. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm receiving that. It's okay, Nicholas. I'm gonna put it the way he looks.
Marty, what do you think?
I'm less convinced after hearing that clue because I don't remember if they're students or not, but I'm going to say Pride.
It
Ooh.
is not Pride.
Oh.
Mm.
Mostly because, Marty, you made me use that a couple of weeks ago, and I wasn't just going to use it
And
again.
I thought you were going to use it again.
I
My
know,
bad.
it really sucked to have to take that off of the list.
It's a good movie and everybody should watch it.
Guess what? This movie is The Way He Looks.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Nice.
I get to lose in the double digits, okay? I'm feeling spicy.
Mhm. Another one of those movies that I don't think I'd ever heard of this one, but it popped up on every list. Also
It's
in
really,
this movie,
it's really cute. It's really cute.
it sounds cute.
I highly recommend it.
Sex and nudity, multiple scenes of boys shirtless and girls in swimsuits and bikinis. However, no nudity is shown. Sex and nudity. Yep.
I just want to take a second to point out that despite discriminating against the only brown person in the room during Pride, because that's what we're calling that, the brown person still came up on top and was victorious. Cheers.
Exactly. So why were you so upset that I had you guessing first?
Because
The
No, I
only
just had to
time
call
you've
it
gotten
out.
things
Diversity,
right
Nick.
is when I ask you to go first.
It's okay.
Nick, just
If
because
you
she
go
came out
after
on top of the
anybody
anniversary
else, you
doesn't
get
mean
in
it
your
should have happened in
head.
the first place.
It's okay. It's cool. It's okay. You know, it's not easy representing melanin in this room. I'm doing my best.
On a school trip, many students in the class have a swim. Gabriel applies sunscreen on himself and then later spreads sunscreen on Leo's torso. The bullies see this and tease them. Sex and nudity, Leo takes the hoodie that Gabriel left at his house, takes his shirt off and wears it. We see him going on his bed wearing his shirt and his briefs. And then Leo slides his hand down in his underwear while sniffing the hoodie. It's implied that he's masturbating. Sex and nudity in one shower scene. Gabriel, who has stripped down, we see his bare rear, walks Leo to the shower heads. Leo, being blind, doesn't see Gabriel naked, but Gabriel steals turns out that's a word that my mouth doesn't want to say. Surreptitiously.
Surreptitiously?
Surreptitiously?
Surreptitious. Forget it.
What
He
is
looks
the
at
word?
Leo. Gets an erection.
Feels glances.
Parting glances, if you will.
So that puts Marty at 27, Kari at 26, JD at 11. Like I said, I'm calling an audible and just doing this last movie because I want it included on the Queer Joy movies.
Awesome.
So
Nick, you know I'm totally just giving you a hard time, but
I know.
Okay.
You know I'm just giving you a hard time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
To anyone who's watching, I'm totally kidding. Like, Nick actually is not very he doesn't discriminate at all. I'm just being a brat.
No, I just hate JD.
That's what it is. With a passion. Absolutely. We don't talk at all outside of this
Got
game.
nothing to do with
all.
any identity you represent. Just your general aura.
Thank you.
I love you, JD.
You
This
too.
last movie is from 2019. I was saying before the show that there's a movie I wanted to include that only had 4 warnings. So I included a piece of trivia in here at the 5-point clue. 2019 for 5 points under trivia. This is included on the trivia section of IMDb. Did you know that frogs/toads can change their gender based on a multitude of factors?
What?
Did you know that frogs/toads can change their gender based on a multitude of factors? Exclamation point. That is a piece of trivia on IMDb.
That's amazing. That's actually, is that real? Is that
Yeah.
true? They can?
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Jurassic
I
Park
didn't know
might
how
be
much
one
of
of the
Jurassic
best
Park was
trans
real.
movies.
That's amazing.
Listen, you were talking about putting together a list of movies that aren't like queer but are
Mhm.
queer. You need to put every single mermaid movie on the face
Yeah,
of the planet
I
on
need
there,
to put
including
every
the
single
Cersei
Laura
Fear.
Dern movie.
Yes.
Oh, have you
Yes.
seen from the Independent Spirit Awards from a few years back? They did a song celebrating queer moments in cinema from that year, and it was just a bunch of scenes that Laura Dern was in and just became a tribute to Laura Dern.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be honest, okay? If she ends up my future third ex-wife, that's okay. I'm
was
saving that
real-
thought. for
Here,
her.
here. I don't
I
think
was
anybody
real
will
worried,
argue
JD.
that.
You were gonna be like, I don't know who Laura Dern
Yeah,
is.
that was the
No,
biggest fear thing.
Listen, I have a really
Anyway,
raging
let's-
crush on her.
yes, everybody does.
Yes.
Oh shit.
For 4 points under sex and nudity,
Wait. That was the clue, the frog thing?
the trivia was the clue. Like I said, there's only 4 actual parental warnings on this, so I gave you trivia for 5 points.
All right.
For 4 points under sex and nudity, a superhero character rubs his nipples on the screen of your TV. Very odd. For
You know
3
what?
points. Yep.
Actually, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
All
Take a
right.
guess, JD?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm probably wrong, but
Mhm.
yes.
What do you think?
Is this Kick-Ass 2?
It is not Kick-Ass 2. All right, for 3 points under sex and nudity, at the end of the movie, there's 2 characters eating popsicles. The woman looks at hers, and it's long, skinny, and sticking straight up. The wooden popsicle stick is really showing. She turns to her husband and says, Ed, this is what you look like every morning. He smiles, and they burst out laughing. They hug and cuddle after that joke.
That's amazing.
This movie doesn't sound very queer yet, Nick. Other than the frog thing.
No.
For 2 points under
Are the
sex and
frogs the
nudity,
queer?
this cartoon features a transgender character, Rachel, in the TV show.
Could you repeat that? Sorry.
This cartoon features a transgender character, Rachel, in the TV show. All right, last one for 1 point under sex and nudity.
No.
Heifer sings, she'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes, to the tune of She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain. Really mild. Only adults / older teenagers will understand that.
But actually around the mountain? Because I just want to know, like, is she on a bed and they're just like driving it around the mountain so she can okay, I'll shut up.
He's just singing she'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes. Heifer sings that. All right, I guess nobody knows it, which is fine. This just gave me the opportunity to read through these. This is the Rocko's Modern Life movie from 2019, Static
What?
Cling,
I
Which-
did not know there was one.
which is one of the only like kids
Hey.
cartoons I can think of that features an explicitly trans character who is a major plot point of the movie.
Yeah.
It is the big head's daughter, now Rachel, and the real fun thing with that is she's first introduced in the episode I Have No Son, because Ed Big Head is upset that she went into cartooning and made a whole show based on them. And then Rocco wakes up 20 years later, wants to see the show, but it's canceled. He goes out and seeks the creator, finds her, and then they get a reunion with the parents. And it's real sweet in a way that you would not expect from Rocko's Modern Life. I fucking love this thing. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. So that was just also, again, I felt bad because there are, and as hard as it is to find joyful like gay movies, lesbian movies, finding joyful trans movies is one of the hardest fucking things, and that sucks so much.
Yeah.
So I found a kids cartoon movie that's really funny and really sweet about its portrayal. So that brings us to the final round. Really, all that happened in that round is we lost a couple of points. No, we lost 1 point. JD lost a point on that.
Another one bites the dust, and another one, and another one.
Wait,
It's
what did
okay, I was
do
gonna
there?
lose.
There we go. So, going into the final round, Marty is at 27, Kari's at 26, JD is at 10, which means it's really going to come down to the bets. Right now, I want all of you to privately message me a bet between 0 and your total of how well you think you know the history of queer cinema.
The what now?
The history of queer cinema. So JD, you can risk up to 10, Kari up to 26, Marty up to 27. Anybody wants to be bold?
I kind of want to see Kari get the most points on this game ever.
No,
Because that just be fun.
that probably won't happen. That probably won't happen.
I just want to see it. I want to see it. Kari and Marty have the ability to get over 50 points.
I think
Which would
Marty's
be the
closer
highest.
though. Yeah.
All
I
right,
think
well,
Marty would be the one.
everybody's got their bets in. Let's see how this works. According to Wikipedia, which I know isn't the best source, but I was reading a Wikipedia on the history of queer cinema. And there's some extra points available on this, more than the extra points I normally give. The question, according to Wikipedia, the first erotic kiss between two members of the same sex was in a film from what year? Whoever gets closest gets their points. If you get it exactly right, I'll give you 3 points. If you can name the movie, I'll give you 5 extra points. What year was the first erotic kiss between two members of the same sex in a movie? Everybody is
like international cinema.
This is just the sentence that it gave. I honestly, there's a lot of things that aren't necessarily like romantic kisses between the same gender. This one is explicitly like a kiss. Everyone's struggling on this one, which is why I gave extra points. Because if you can figure out anything about this, I'm proud of you.
I'm thinking, okay.
I really struggle to find a final question for this game.
Well, this is going to be wrong, but that's okay. Everything I do is wrong. I feel like that could be, but I feel like I could be very wrong. Is this?
Okay, JD
I want to know
has a
though.
guess.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is this a same-sex kiss that is labeled as a same-sex kiss? Or is this one of those cutesy little situations where a friend kisses
I'll be
friend?
honest, I haven't seen the movie, but I do think it is explicitly like a kiss.
I'm just saying, we want some weird.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
I don't want queer baiting, okay? I want real. I want queer on queer kissing, okay?
Not you're a woman dressed as a man, you ran into your chaperone in a silent
Exactly.
movie.
I mean, if he's into him, that's fine.
True.
Okay, everybody's guesses are in. Only one of you provided a movie, which is interesting. JD,
we were supposed to, right?
If you wanted the extra 5 points, you could try for the movie. JD picked 1927 with the movie Wings. Marty picked 1920 Kari, pick 1919.
I came so close to doing 1919.
So,
Nice.
JD wildly was so close to the original question I almost asked, which was, what was the first Oscar-winning movie to feature a same-sex kiss? But because that wasn't, I kept reading through it. I'm like, it's not romantic. I just didn't really feel like I should go with that question. So Wings, fantastic guess, but unfortunately incorrect. Kari, you picked 1919. Marty picked 1920. The first erotic kiss between two members of the same sex was in Cecil B. DeMille's Manslaughter in 1922.
Ooh.
These new rules, Nicholas. These new rules.
This is the first time Marty has ever been excited about the final question.
Because this is
I really think I've turned a corner on this game. It's all smooth sailing from here. JD, you risk 10 points. You lose all 10 of those points. Kari played very conservative, only risked 3.
The only time I'm going to be conservative is with my points.
Marty risked all 27 points. Bringing our final scores tonight. JD at 0, Kari at 23, Marty at 54, making Marty the winner tonight.
I'm gonna break your fucking game, Nick.
You're not breaking the game if I made it this way.
Wait.
I'm
I just
excited
need
to
to
see
know.
some big scores now.
Did Kari win?
No,
So Marty still lost?
no.
Oh. Oh.
I'm just kidding. I just wanted to see Marty.
I mean, from our reaction is, do you understand math, JD? Or just
No.
numbers in general?
I'm so glad you asked that. No, I don't.
Which number does the alligator eat? You ever learn that in school?
I learned Pac-Man, not alligators.
That's still how they teach
I'm gonna
that.
tell you something. Okay, a little trivia out of my life.
Yeah.
True story. I am so bad with numbers that it took me 6 years to understand long division. I failed out of college algebra 5 times. Do I understand like the theory of things? Yes. Can I do science? Absolutely. If there's math, I'm just fucked. I can do writing. I
So,
can do all of that. But
what number is bigger, 23 or 54?
hang on. So okay.
Which number is
I'm just
bigger?
okay, so there's a good argument for both of them.
25 or
okay.
6 to 4?
So we're just gonna like carry the 2 and then
The only movies we didn't get to tonight, Fire Island from last year, which has already been used on the show, and featuring Divine, I Am Divine, the documentary about Divine. Well, this was so much fun. Marty, the first to utilize the new rules to the biggest advantage in this game. We'll see how long your record holds.
Yeah, I got a feeling it's not gonna be long, but I'm gonna sit real fucking pretty at the top of that ranking post.
This feels like when Jeopardy decided to no longer have 5-day limits on winners, and then a couple of months later, Ken Jennings was on.
He hosts Jeopardy now, right?
I do know that.
I mean, not at the moment because he's on strike like a good boy.
On the moment, because
like,
he crossed the picket line.
What? He's canceled. He's dead to me.
Mayim Bialik backed out, but Ken Jennings crossed the picket line.
He did? I'm so sad.
His reasoning was that everything for the show had already been written, but he crossed
But that's not standing in solidarity. I don't like that.
What is standing in solidarity?
Not cross.
You don't-
That's a Jeopardy joke.
Not
This was so much fun, everybody.
yeah.
Before we go, if there's anything you want to promote, anywhere you want to be found, any last words? Kari, you want to say anything before we go?
Yeah. So I, inspired by this topic
Uh-huh.
of queer joy, was like, I'm gonna look for some positive queer news stories, like in the half hour before the show started. And it was way tougher than I thought it was going to be, sadly. I mean, given the state of the world, I'm shocked that was the case. But the one that I saw the most was about a Tennessee federal judge who struck down Tennessee's anti-drag law as unconstitutional. And that judge was also appointed by Trump. So that's cool. That's great. And let's see, the only other like super cool thing I could find that was like specific to the US, well, not really to the US, but a new global survey finds that 9% of adults identify as LGBTQIA. So that's the survey that was conducted across 30 countries in the Americas, Europe, and Asia. So
I am surprised at how low that number is.
Same.
I guess if you're serving all those, identify as, did they specify in which countries it might be illegal to identify as, or did they not?
Don't think they did. That might also explain why it was specifically those continents too,
yeah,
I feel like, but yes.
But yeah, there's a lot of queers. And I say that in the most loving way as one. It's hard to say that and still have that little tinge of a Boston accent, because I just hear everybody in school. That's right for my act. I identify as queer because if enough people tell you something, you have to consider it. I thought all the kids I went to school with were making fun of me. No, they were just intuitive.
Aw.
There's a tweet that's out there from like a few years back, something to the effect of like, why are little boys on Xbox Live so good at picking the right slur? And someone responded like, they're empaths.
Well, thank you for bringing a little bit of brightness to the end there, Kari. JD, what do you want to say before we go?
Hi, so good to be here, y'all.
I can't believe how long this episode has gone.
I know. Okay, so I got a few announcements. First off, I am highlighting queer artists, organizations, nonprofits, businesses, and I mean queer businesses. Okay, I mean like small mom and pop businesses. I don't mean like Mickey D's like got rainbow fries this month or some shit. Okay. I don't support rainbow capitalism, but I do support grassroots. But I am highlighting queer entities of all sorts on my page. So if you're interested, hit me up. It's free. I just want to highlight not bullshit crap during Pride, you know, or see a bunch of rainbow capitalism on my page. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. I don't support LA Pride. It's too rainbow capitalism. I support the smaller prides. I support like grassroots. I just can't get behind the whole, like, I can't do it.
I mean, totally fair.
Yeah. So, but if you're interested and you are a queer artist, you're a queer business owner, you're a queer organization, hit me up. Super down. Highlighting everyone in the queer family. With priority given to QT BIPOC.
And where can people see those if they wanna get hip to some new queer folks?
So I am highlighting them on my Instagram, but they're staying up there. So if you get highlighted during this month, you're staying on my Instagram. I have over 3,100 followers that will be broadcast to, but that they will also be able to see that on my page. It'll stay there.
And what's your Instagram handle?
My Instagram is secrets. I'm just kidding.
I'm trying to help you promote this.
Thank you. It's JD Stephans. That's JDSTEPHANS. Another thing is I am bringing back Mental Health Mondays. Yay. And I do have somebody coming on that is going to be talking about what it's like to be trans in Florida. Their name is Jet Sky. I'm very excited to have this person on my show. And I'm being very careful with pronouns because I'm like, I don't feel confident enough to say pronouns. So I'm like, be careful. But yes, I will be having that person on my show. And so be looking for that. Or just figuring out a date. Another thing I fucked up and it's going to be okay is finally launching in July. I don't have an exact date for you, but it's going to happen. And so if you're interested in being on it and you have stories of how you fucked up and it was okay, if they are hilarious, if they are queer-centered, of course, if they are, sad, if they're serious, but mostly if they're hilarious, hit me up. Let's talk. I'll bring you on. No transphobia, homophobia, bullshit, racism, or misogyny apply.
Awesome. Yeah. Go follow JD for all of that and more. Finally, our winner tonight. Marty, what would you like to leave us with?
I would like to apologize for the person I've been throughout this episode. Kari and JD are my friends.
Never apologize for who you are.
I was expecting like worse than this, to be honest. So
well, actually, I'm a little hurt. Where's my flowers and grilled cheese?
I'm so sorry. I'll get right on it. Hand delivered to California.
With 4 cheeses?
5. So yes, I would like to apologize for the person I've been in this episode. I would not like to apologize for winning, though. I'm very proud of that. I'm very excited to.
I love that for some reason this is less convoluted to you.
I mean, no, it's still complicated as hell. It's still complicated as hell. Don't get me wrong, but I don't feel bad about it. I'm taking this as the confirmation that I am the gayest person in this Zoom. That's honestly my goal anytime I'm in a Zoom call.
Excuse me, I see you're gay, and I like to raise you.
But in sincerity, it's summer and I'm happy again, so I'm in the market for friends.
Hell yeah.
I am once again in the market for friendships. Also, if you're in Massachusetts, I'm going to be there this week, and I do not have Netflix in Massachusetts. And if you have Netflix and you've been watching The Ultimatum Queer Love, let me know, because I would like somebody to watch the finale. That's all I got.
Hell yeah. And also going back real quick, because it hit my ears and it's just tickling me now. When JD said, I see you're gay and I want to raise you, it was like, oh yeah, parents going into an adoption center looking for the flightiest child.
Yeah. I feel that's just the plot and behind the scenes of The Orphan.
Oh my goodness.
Well, this was so much fun. Thank you all once again. JD Stephans, Kari Taylor, Marty Viscosi. I'm Nick Martucci. You can find me on all social media at Blundering Idiom. Find the show on Facebook, search Inappropriate Movie Database, or click the link in the description of this video. Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. We are doing this show every Monday night in June, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel. If you want to be a part of it, like I said, we had a space open up for next week, the 12th at 9 p.m. For Movie Dads. It's our Father's Day episode. If you want to be a part of that, please reach out to me. I'd love to have you on. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, share this with people. Share with people if they want recommendations on queer movies that aren't going to bum them out. Thank you for